right, welcome back to the IP Cafe. We are here with a very important guest, Ravenna Rosso,
Hello.
our marketing
Manager?
manager,
Director, maybe?
director, expert connoisseur
Ooh,
extraordinaire.
Yeah.
thank you guys.
So Ravenna is the person that puts out all of our marketing content, all of the fun stuff that you guys see on our LinkedIn, our Twitter, our website.
X.
I'm sorry, X.
Gotta be.
Sorry. Everything. And also when it comes to events, she's putting together a ton of events for us. She's also on the board of ISPE. I don't know what they call it, the Chesapeake Bay
CBA.
Region 1. So lots of hats that you wear. But Ravenna, we're super pumped to have you on the IP Cafe.
Thank you. It's cool to finally talk to you guys on here. So
Not that you don't spend all your day talking to us anyway.
I was gonna say, yeah. So I do spend a lot of time with Desmond and Alec. We're a rather small company, so you're looking at, I guess, our entire business development team, not counting the owners of the company.
Not counting Teresa.
Not counting Teresa. Teresa, hope you're having a good day. We miss you.
She's down here. She's not with us down here in the office, but she's in Raleigh right now, trying to avoid the snow. So I guess when we're recording this, it's like kind of snowing pretty brutally down here in Winston-Salem. It wasn't supposed to start snowing till like 3 today, but it started at like 10. So we're looking at snow, but it is what it is. Anyways, not a great segue here, but Ravenna, like we said, you do everything marketing wise for us. Just like give us a rundown of like what you got going on day to day right now. Like what is your like normal sequence of things, and just give us a rundown of what's happening.
Yeah, sure. So it's kind of changed a lot since I've started working at InfoPathways. I started here 4 years ago when I was still in college. We were a much smaller company, and we were just kind of starting to branch out into the biotech sector in terms of clients. So I wore a lot of hats from the day one. Did social media. We built the website that IP is currently using. Sort of worked on building up employee resumes and, helping people just be more presentable if it's in terms of what they're wearing and how they dress, how they look like members of our company, if they're present online, like on LinkedIn and things like that. And just generally making ourselves appear more trustworthy and easier to understand and communicate with for our clients.
Oh yeah.
Nowadays, 2025, it looks like we're working on a really big website remodel. I just finished ordering a bunch of corporate gifts for our clients and some potential clients. And we're setting up some events with local industry groups. So,
Yeah, I mean, I think the website remodel is something I'm super excited about. I just like to continue to move forward, and yeah, I mean, not that our current website isn't great already. It just a little change,
yeah.
always good. And then like you said, you were doing some of the how we present ourselves and stuff like that. I mean, the gear that we get and the swag that we get from InfoPathways. Like I don't have any on today, which is kind of not great for me to talk about, but it's gotten so much better, or it's so nice. Like I had, yeah. And when people see it, like my favorite thing is when people come out, just like, oh my God, you guys look cool or whatever. I don't get that much, but
We have engraved iron flask water bottles now, so I'll have to bring you one when I come down to North Carolina this week.
Yeah, they're pretty sweet.
They're really cool. They're gradient, so they kind of look like our logo.
I don't know, which we can get into this later with you, but Desmond, I know how much Ravenna cares about the gradient, so I don't know if the gradient is quite IP gradient, but it's pretty cool.
It's as close as I could get it.
Listen, what people don't see from us and don't see from like Ravenna, I guess, is the amount of care she has for things like gradient. And the amount of like hyper fixation, not the word, just like focus and like perfection. Like we bought a pop-up that we got like a year ago or something for our North Carolina office, and our logo only has one trademark. It is only supposed to have one, and I'm looking at it right now. No one can see it, but on the one pop-up that we have that we just kind of like display in the office for funsies, there's two trademarks, one below the IP logo that everyone sees, and then one on the end of InfoPathways. And I was like, it's not that big of a deal. But like Ravenna, the focus you had, you were like, no,
It
that
kills
is
me.
not.
And I try not to even point out the errors I see in like print stuff and graphic stuff online a lot of the time because other people just won't notice it, I've found. But
Stuff on our own or other people's?
both, honestly. I mean, I'm not a graphic. I'm a little bit of a graphic designer, but I think in a career sense, I'm not a designer by any means. But I did grow up doing a lot of like just traditional art and like painting, like the color matching and the finer details of things are just kind of something I always look at, have an eye for. I feel like I'm probably pretty hard on designers that we use for InfoPathways stuff because I can be a little nitpicky, but I think all in all, like just having like an eye for those little details when it comes to branding is really important because it's how you make yourself look like a larger, more established company. Like I think the continuity of
Oh
things
yeah.
like that is super important and
Well, I think
yeah.
one of the things, like you say, making that continuity and all of that together, I get a lot of times from people when we tell them how big of a company we actually are, they're like, "Oh, we thought you were a much bigger company than that." And I guess it's just a lot of that could be attested to you and the work you put into everything because, like you said, it not that there's anything wrong with the size of us, or we necessarily need to be bigger to do what we do, but uh, you know, just having that presence and people seeing that, just how well it all flows together and everything, I think that really speaks volumes about the stuff you do.
I think it helps to build trust. So I work with actually some of our clients use me as their marketing team because they're small. And, we're providing business services and technology services for people already. I like being able to go into a company that doesn't have any branding or a branding guide and kind of set something up for them. And I think a lot of small companies would do better in terms of their communication and just how they're viewed if they were, just pick out 3 or 4 colors and actually have a Pantone and a hex number or whatever associated with them so you're consistently using the same colors and patterns in all of your communications. I think it goes a long way. So,
I mean, to like continue on this, I remember when we first decided to open the office down here in North Carolina, and like you and I would go to events, or me and Alec, or me and Teresa, or whomever, we would go to an event. We'd go to events, and people would walk up to us and they'd start talking to us, and like they would be potential client fit or something like that, and they'd be like, you guys are too big for us though. Like we can't work with you. And we're like, no. Like 25, 30 person shop. Like, believe me, we can work with you. Like, let's do this. And like, it was just, it was interesting. Like, we present as I think a large company, and I'm with you. I think it's good though. I think when people see like the work that you put in, or like you put in as far as like we give you crap about it, but like Ravenna's nitpicky about certain things, but like it's good. I think it really shows that like you have a vision, and like you're kind of you're leading us into like what that vision is, and the vision aligns with everything that we do anyways as an organization. So um I don't
thank
know.
you.
I yeah. I mean, hey, like I like to say all the time, Ravenna's job makes mine and Alec's job easier.
It certainly
Like
makes it
it
look
does.
prettier.
Yeah, sales and marketing should
Well,
always be closely working together, in my opinion. I think some companies are very disjointed, and maybe that's one of the perks of us being smaller is that we kind of collaborate.
Well,
yeah,
and like if most people see us out, it's one of us typically.
one
And
of us. Sorry.
are
Go
you
ahead.
trying to like dive into like a High School Musical thing there?
But yeah,
I
I'm
don't think
excited. Part of
that's
the reason I'm excited for the new website is it just gives me more control so I can create more continuity between our branding online and other stuff that I'm coming up with on the daily. Previously, we were managing our website with a web designer and we were working with WordPress. But now that we're starting to consolidate and organize all of our sales and marketing functions, that we're using HubSpot, this is going to be just another way for us to keep everything in one place and be able to make daily updates to our content and keep the website running super quickly. I'm
yeah.
also excited to be introducing more content about other industries that we work in other than life sciences because we've been working with clients for years in like manufacturing and engineering space, construction and things like that. And as cool as it is to really dive into like science and brand us as being focused on biotech, I'm excited to sort of roll out the idea that, there's other environments that we can work in too. There's other kind of compliance regulations that we understand. And, with just
Yeah.
changes going on in the world, I think it's good that we kind of evolve with it. So, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Like moving into different verticals and different industries for us is, I think, a very important next step. We have been like so hyper focused on biotechnology, and in no way are we moving away from biotechnology completely. Like our clients, and I think that the heart of InfoPathways will live in pharmaceuticals and biotech and anything in the life science industry. But excuse me, the the ability that we have shown as an organization to be adaptable for the life sciences industry, I think also feeds into the industries that we already work in. So, civil engineering and construction and property management, those industries, I think we have a huge upside and ability for us to be able to go and take on those industries and kind of offer the same level of service that we offer to our biotechnology clients. And the branding and getting our name out there, while, like you said, we have been in the civil engineering construction industry for 20 years, but being able to get our name into those industries and, getting our brand out there, where people come up to us and it's like, oh, Info Pathways. Yeah, we know you guys from working with X construction company, because I'm not giving away our clients here for free. But you work with X company. We know you guys. We see your branding everywhere. We're really interested. We'd like to have a conversation about something that you guys can do for us. So, yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see what you spin up for it, because the biotech stuff looks cool, and I love that. But I'm excited to see what we can get for like manufacturing or civil engineering, and like how we can get our name out there to those industries in a way where it drives interest and people want to talk to us and engage us and potentially work with us directly. So,
Well,
and maybe they'll listen to this podcast. Who knows?
it's like what you said though. It's like as we focus primarily on those industries for years and working with them then, like the biotech and life sciences, but it's not like we haven't done other stuff or worked with other industries during that time. Like a lot of our legacy customers are within those other industries, and what I want to kind of go to, and this kind of this kind of goes back to, it might even have been before you were with us, Desmond. But when we would go to shows or networking events, like you and I, we would go to stuff, and people would ask us what we do, and I would push off like the Comcast people to you
Make me practice my
to
pitch.
make you practice, but so many people still ask us what we do. So what do we do?
Ooh, really putting me on the spot with this one. Sometimes it's easier to just talk about this to people like in person, but I would say we offer a huge range of technology services to any compliance-driven organization. So everything from the everyday help desk to C-suite consulting on how you manage technology. And we really shine in industries where you're dealing with regulatory compliance. So that could be CFR Part 11, it could be GXP, anything that defines how you process data, how you store data, how you keep your data secure. All of that is our specialty. But beyond that, we are an MSP and more, is how I would sum it up in just a few words.
I think it's a beautiful way to describe it. Yeah. I think, and like you said, our focus is in what?
Did she do a good job? I think that was a pretty good job.
Fucking awesome. I was segueing. I was
All right.
rolling, baby.
Get on your Segway, Paul Blart.
Yeah,
That's a movie too.
I've seen Paul Blart.
You've seen
Thanks. Yeah. Anyways.
that. Okay.
Fucking Christ. I'm in yeah, Ravenna, and I think that was good. Like, I think that really describes what we do. You know, we're the high compliance IT experts. I mean, if you want like nitty gritty, bare bones, basic, like, I mean, one word describe, or 2 words to 3 words, 4 words to describe InfoPathways, I think that's the best way. High compliance IT experts, and you know, we have kind of shied away from using the dirty MSP word, but
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, like, that is the heart of our business. That is how, you know, we make money. Managed services has lend itself to us, you know, growing and expanding 60% over the last few years. You know, getting to the point where, you know, we've been able to expand down into North Carolina, been able to, you know, grow our headcount in Maryland. You know, we are a managed service provider, and more, and I think, and like, that's a great way to describe it.
Well,
And more.
The and more is key, because, and the reason we tend to stay away from the MSP branding, if you will, and name whatever that comes with it, is because a lot of people, I don't know, I think we all kind of feel this way, that a lot of people feel that MSPs are just a company that you never see, you don't really interact with, and you pay them to just sit on the sidelines and do whatever. And
Yeah.
while we are an MSP, the customers who are managed service customers, we like to work with in person regularly and interact with and be a part of what's going on, not just reset passwords.
Yeah. I have, you know, listen, resetting passwords and getting 1 or 2 tickets a month is great, because that either say it's great, good and bad. It's either saying that we've done our job so incredibly well that they just don't need to reach out to us. They cannot run completely efficiently without InfoPathways having to need to do a bunch of things all the time, or they lack the trust in us. And I don't get that much at all. And the other thing about MSPs is, and that I think that we move away from quite a bit, is I have zero interest, and I know the organization has zero interest in churning through client after client after client, year over year over year. That is not our business model. That is not what we are trying to do. That is not our vision. I have no interest in being a churn and burn MSP. And there are other people in the organization that have no interest in doing that either. And when we talk about marketing, like, we don't ever go and say, oh yeah, we're the best cost. We cost less, or you know, we just offer help desk, or we offer tier 1 services. We offer tier 1 services, but I think our goal with it all and explaining who we are is we are the MSP that wants to grow with you.
Right.
Like, I want to build with you. I want to like stake in your business. Not I don't want money from you like that, but we want to stake in your business. We want to work with you. We want to
Right.
partner with you.
Have
We
that
want to see you
relationship.
grow.
We are invested in the growth of our clients, because when they grow, it means there's more work for us and things are going good.
We grow.
Technology is growing at their company. That means that we're growing. Exactly. So, yeah. And I think
Yeah.
the quality of expertise that you get with us for the price you pay is really astounding. I wouldn't sell us as like a low price point alone because I think most companies that are bringing us on, it's the advantage that we offer really is the quality of IT expertise that we're giving them as a small business, that they wouldn't be able to hire team
Well,
members with as much experience in the industry in
and
regards to IT.
the thing is that each one of us are so unique. Like every person is different here, so the the skill set and knowledge that everybody has as a whole is really hard to find somewhere else to match
Right.
and
The
get.
experience and lessons that they're all bringing from the other organizations that they work with throughout the day. I think that's really valuable.
Well, yeah, because if there's like a Microsoft issue going on and we see it at one customer, then we kind of know, okay, this is going to come across the board to others, which I'm sure other people deal with as well. But, we get to see a wide variety of different things come across and stay on top of stuff, like from a cyber
This
aspect.
Yeah, this might kind of shoot us in the foot, but the thing that, and it's kind of part of our values and our mission statement, is that we don't do a lot of saying no to our clients, if any. I can't think of one time where I've looked at a client and said, no, we don't do that, or we can't do that, or that's not possible, or something like that. I think every time that we start talking about, like, a client comes to us with like some unique random, hey, I need to be able to record a tissue extraction and from a rhesus macaque, and I need to be able to live stream it as well to X number of people, and it needs to be uh, X number of pixels, and I need to whatever. Like, they give us this like random, like, oh, this is what we need, and then we are like, I don't think, like, I got that. That is the actual like exact question that I got the other day,
That's funny.
and I'm
That's funny.
like looking around, and I'm going to like our VP of Ops, John, and I'm going to like Jim, who's another one of our engineers, and I'm like, fix this, please, because I don't know what to do. Help. And we all just kind of like huddle up, and we just like, all right, well, here's the solution. It's cost prohibitive for them. It makes us a couple dollars. It helps the client grow and get better. And we just do it.
Yeah.
I'm not knocking other MSPs on this, but I mean, a lot of other managed service providers are going to be like, outside of scope, sorry, and just
Yeah.
walk away from it.
No, some of the things I've worked on recently with our technicians that are just directly doing work for our clients, they're such a weird blend of marketing needs and tech needs that it's like, I can't think of another service company that would do it. Like, for example, we have a larger client that I'm not going to name, but they have like a set of company values. I think it's like 4 different values, and they want to be able to give out badges to their employees that show up when they're internally emailing one another, so that if they've achieved success in terms of one of the 4 values, they have a little badge next to their name. So they need all the design work for that done. They need them formatted with the email signatures, and then they need the conditional. I don't know if you would consider that programming, but they need like the setup that allows
Essentially.
those badges to show when they've achieved the goals that their managers have outlined. So that's such a weird like
Niche.
combination, yeah, of like marketing needs and technology needs that I don't think you'd get that out of a normal MSP. And I'm not sure that I even know how to convey to clients that
Well, and
we,
the one thing is, like, because of some of the stuff that you're able to work on, we're even, like you said, we're offering your services to customers too, which is kind of, I would go
We're
to
expanding.
unparalleled again.
Unconventional.
It's not like we're trying to contract out and do
no, yeah, the majority
outside
of my day
marketing,
is still
but it's
InfoPathways.
yeah, but it's like
But it also, it's nice to work with the techs and work with our clients for me because, it's inspiring to the kind of marketing content that I can dream up then.
So, speaking of stuff that you've dreamed up over the years, now there's 2 things I want to get to.
Okay.
Because, like, the 3 of us all have very different, unique backgrounds. As to like you talk about like Desmond, you needing help with stuff, or you can go to different people and whatever. But as far as dreaming up stuff, you big picture, big dream, vision stuff, and people so many times when we sit and do meetings and stuff see this room, and this room looks the way it does because of your vision.
Oh yeah, I love this room.
So, you know,
Yeah.
I don't. When you designed this, had we planned to do the podcast back then, or I don't
I'm
really
not really
remember.
sure if we were planning to use it for the podcast, more so just because it's what a lot of our remote clients see when they've never been to our office before. So it's a reflection of us. But I did a lot of stuff like throughout this office around that time. Before I started working here, we still had like the same logo, the same colors and everything, but a lot of our branding was just white with the logo, and that would be like the only color. And I look around and I think of some of my like favorite tech marketing that I've ever seen, and I love like the use of like statement colors, like keeping everything super clean, super modern, but then having like bright statement colors. Like when you see a T-Mobile store, like you know what that is immediately because it has
Those colors.
all the pink and the neon lights and stuff like that. So um, I mean, I tried to go with that when like something sort of space agey for IP's two offices. So I don't think the North Carolina office gets shown on video as much, but I love the North Carolina office because it's an old building, but it has the super modern like furniture and
Are
branding
you
and
are
stuff
you
in
able
it.
to like show people around a little bit there, Desmond? Like,
Maybe we
I
can
mean,
cut
yeah,
it.
I will do my best to keep our other coworkers out of it, but yeah, I mean,
did we get to
so
choose the colors in there, like when this was done,
That
or it
wall
just
being blue was just a happy
oh, it was just a
coincidence.
coincidence?
Yep.
Because that looks pretty
this wall is not
close.
blue.
Oh, it's not.
It's
It's
That wall is
not.
not
black.
blue.
It
That
looks
wall is that's a black wall, but
That might be navy.
it looks like a bed behind me. Here, let me do it this way. We have a standing desk because Ravenna found these as well. So we're spoiled because Ravenna finds really cool stuff to put in our office, and so I got like an L-shaped standing desk and a gaming chair that I utilize. But
Why? Because you're not
it
working and you game.
I'm working late because I'm an account manager. There's an inside joke to that, just so everybody knows.
No, everybody
Um,
needs to know. Desmond loves Sabrina Carpenter.
Well,
I'm
I
Her
don't know
music.
if I don't, love is a very strong
Her
word
music.
to
He loves her
describe.
music, but he sends me her songs all the time, and it like espresso keeps popping up, and the fact that this became the IP cafe and we did espresso shots, so like Sabrina Carpenter espresso is kind of a
Inside joke.
inside joke with it.
InfoPathways.
So
So
when
my
she
next
ever
marketing thing is gonna be get a deal with Sabrina Carpenter
like
and have her
when-
do a InfoPathways commercial.
yeah, when she went, well, or if she just wants to come on the podcast sometime and
Oh,
talk.
for sure.
Just
Let me send her
I
an
would
email.
Sabrina. Sorry. All right. So yeah, I'll give you guys the tour, the kind of the tour because you guys are wired into my computer. But like a tour of the InfoPathways office here in North Carolina. So like everybody comments on what this is here. That is a beanbag, definitely not a bed. I don't think anybody's ever taken a nap on it. But anyways, so like you'll catch me. Like sometimes I'll sit there and I'll work when I'm bored. Right here, so this is an important feature of the office. So this guy is a either a rhesus or a African green monkey. So we work with a lot of preclinical CROs that have non-human primates in their for research stuff. And so one day, Tom, the VP at InfoPathways, was like, I need a monkey in my office. So there's a monkey lamp in the office in Maryland, and then there's one here in North Carolina. So we should probably name him. So if anybody has any ideas on what we should name that guy, let us know.
Yeah, put a
So
comment down below,
yeah,
Yeah, we
or
drop
can
a
take, we'll
comment
take
right
two
down
names.
below.
Or he has a brother up here, so.
yeah. Well, this guy is more chill because he's just sitting there, and ours up
It's
here,
just a
he's
chill
hanging.
guy. So this is our conference space. So like I don't know if anybody can see this, but like this pole here. So we have found like a tension rod pole, like mount that we put the TVs on. So this is our conference space. And then we'll flip over this way. So then we have some office space. Trying to get Archie in there, but then we got some other office space over here. Kind of a messed up table at the moment. Then we want to roll around. So this is like the whole of the office over here. So we have some boxes that we're currently need to be shipped out of here, but we have like a bar-ish table set up like in this section here. The plant that is still alive that I keep alive, and then right up here is our IP neon sign. There's that pop-up that I mentioned earlier today that Ravenna hates because it has trademarks on it.
Can double check.
Kind of another desk setup here. We like plants, so there's a lot of plants in here.
Ravenna likes
And
plants.
yeah, so that's kind of the tour of the
There.
North Carolina IP office. Kind of bring myself back here, but like all of the design work, we were given a budget to what we had to stay in, and all of the design work and all of the work that we did for it, Ravenna. I think I argued with her. We spitballed ideas on what it should look like, but ultimately Ravenna got what she wanted, and that's cool because I think it looks great in here. The only thing that I got was some chairs in the middle section here, and everybody hates them. So don't let Desmond buy office furniture. But yeah, I mean a lot of neon here, but like the goal of this office is when people want to come into InfoPathways, when we host events and we do stuff in the community. So Winston-Salem does something called a Wake Up Winston, which is kind of like an early morning coffee, pastry thing. They came into our office, networking event. They came into our office, and the first thing is, man, this is so cool. Like a tech company here in Winston. Look at all the neon signs and your TV mounts. I'm not gonna say. I don't know if I can say what they look like, but our TV mounts and stuff like that. It looks. It's cool, and everybody came in here and they were like, "This is awesome." And the goal of all of that is to drive business, right? Like our goal is to continue to grow who we are. So, yeah, Ravenna came up with all of that. It's really cool stuff. So like, not that I'm trying to sell any of the services that Ravenna does, because I like really, we need her to do InfoPathway stuff. But like, if you find yourself at the point where like, man, like I'm a growing organization, and I'm like, you're thinking, yeah, I need some marketing or something like that. If you're, I mean, hell, a preclinical CRO, a pharmaceutical company, I mean, countless other organizations that you've worked with, like, I mean, I think Ravenna, you probably can handle most of that, if not all of it.
Yeah, a previous marketing campaign I did like a while back was we'll handle the tech, or I think we subbed out what the first statement was. It would be like, we'll handle your cybersecurity, we'll handle all your technology management so that you can focus on what you do best. Because a lot of our clients are doing really important things like curing cancer, and they probably don't have time to do things like design a logo and pick out how their email signature should look. And they also don't have time to do things like, worry about spam emails and other cybersecurity concerns. And so we're there for all of that so that they can focus on their core business functions.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's another thing that I like to drive, especially with the clients that I account manage for. I mean, they have no business. Like a lot of these people, they're scientists. They have no business or no need for them to sit there and try to, sit there and design a network, or figure out what laptop they need to use, or where to store data, or create a DR policy or anything like that. And like the goal is IT should make you more efficient, save you money. Mm-hmm. You have to spend money to save money. how valuable is your time as the CEO, CFO, COO, VP of Ops, controller? How do you value your time? Is your time better suited working on things that are going to help you grow and expand your business? Or is your time more valuable in trying to figure out what computer you're going to buy Sally because she wants a MacBook and you only use Dell, and she gets upset because you're trying to give her a Dell laptop? Like, you shouldn't be sitting here worrying about that. And please leave it to me and Alec and Ravenna. You don't do any account management, but leave it to leave it to me and Alec. Leave it to Tom and Teresa. Leave it to all of us to sit here and try to figure out
let's
and
just
lead you
leave
down the
it to
path to
Ravenna.
help you be as efficient. What?
Let's just leave it to Ravenna.
Ravenna, if
I'll
you had
pick
your
up
choice,
laptops.
you had your choice. Are you a MacBook person or are you a PC person?
I think I'm just a PC person.
Good. All right.
Yep.
To all the marketing people out there, and no, for real, what products are you using? What products do you primarily use?
Most marketing people do use MacBooks. I
didn't ask that. I asked what products you use. Trying to make a point here.
Okay.
Oh God. Well, go ahead, Ravenna. Make your point, or go. I guess answer your question.
Products in terms
Answer
of
Alec's question.
hardware or software that I use. Canva is my lifeblood. I love it. Even though I kind of know how to use Adobe, Canva's just so much faster, and it comes with a asset library of photos and pre-made graphics. It's really convenient. So I'd say that's my favorite. What else do I like? I used to be a fan of Hootsuite, and then now that we have HubSpot, I just use that. So that's social media management. Yeah, other than that, probably just the Adobe suite.
And all of that works fine on your computer.
It does.
What kind of computer do you have, Ravenna?
Latitude?
The same
Dell
as
Latitude, I think.
A Latitude? No, I have a Latitude.
you? Yeah, you do.
Alec, make your point.
I miss my XPS.
I made my point. I'm done. No,
You
because
just don't want marketing people to use MacBooks.
well, no. Here's the reason, because normally if we go into a company, if they're large enough and they have their own internal marketing team, anybody who's artsy typically will go towards a Mac, because that's what Mac markets towards. They market as,
I mean, it comes with things like GarageBand and whatnot.
well, yeah. But, they've kind of been that, and they do good for that. I'm not going to say they don't. But for people that tend to use them in those roles for many years, they're like, I don't want to use a Windows machine. It won't work as well. And the fact of the matter is, it does work fine. Obviously, the computer has to be spec'd out to be able to handle whatever you're going to run on it. But, from a company perspective, if your company is operating in a certain manner and then you have one person just I got to use something else, that makes it hard for continuity across the company for managing, securing, protecting, stuff like that, having a one-off.
I think the big thing to mention here is it makes it hard. It doesn't make it impossible.
No, it's
right?
not impossible, and we're able to do that for people, but it's,
The war between IT and the creatives that want to use MacBooks. I went to school for business, so I also love me some Excel sheets and stuff like that, and I definitely needed a Windows machine.
So you went to school for business.
I did.
But you interned with us for marketing.
So I have a degree in business, but I have a concentration in marketing. And I have a big background in art before that, hence why I like doing design stuff. I studied animation a little bit when I was in Italy in college, mostly for fun because I had made stop motion cartoons and stuff when I was a kid, and I wanted to learn how to do that on a computer. So ironically, that's actually where I learned how to use Illustrator and Premiere Pro, was making cartoons.
We should have.
We don't talk about this enough.
We should.
Time out.
Hold on. No.
Go ahead.
We should have Ravenna make claymation commercials for us.
Oh my gosh, that'd be so fun.
No.
That would take me
No.
years.
What people on this podcast do not know, that people that listen to this, what do not know is that I myself hate claymation. anything that
Really?
involves claymation, hate it.
I was
Hate
Me
it.
watching
too. I
Hate it.
Coraline last night, and you
Oh,
don't like scary movies either. And I know
see,
that's not a
Coraline's
scary
not scary.
movie, but okay. I didn't know if you would count it because you told me Beetlejuice was a
Kinda.
scary movie.
Well, Beetlejuice
It
is
is,
kind of
isn't it?
creepy for a kid.
That's fair. That's
Like
fair.
I remember as a kid that coming out and being on all the time, and I was just like, this is wild.
Wait, why do you hate
You were a kid
claymation,
when
though?
Beetlejuice came out? How old are you, man? What kind of...
Okay, it's your birthday today.
It is. It's my birthday. Ooh,
42.
yay. 42.
I almost accidentally wished him a happy 30th.
Shut up. No, you didn't.
My bad.
Am I that old? Jesus. No. Why don't I like claymation and Coraline? Doesn't it just like make your skin crawl?
No.
Doesn't it just like...
No, I love it. I like all the dolls and stuff. If you've ever seen the behind the scenes they make for that stuff, it's super cool.
No, I mean, the people that do that are innovative, but like, doesn't it like... Ugh. No thanks. No thanks on
like
that.
it.
So how does
I
30
also,
feel?
on our last podcast, we also talked about how Desmond likes Star Wars 1, 2, and 3 more than he likes any of the other ones. So, like, and I'm willing to throw down about that anytime we want to talk about it. But yeah, like, I don't know.
Most
But
people still argue with that, but
what I want to talk about, and we don't talk about it nearly enough, is how well traveled you are, Ravenna.
oh yeah.
Like we don't cover the fact that you spent what, like a year in Italy or Europe? Not even Italy, but in Europe.
It was like
Like-
4 or 5 months, but
I thought it
I
was a
wish
year.
it was a year.
It feels like
No,
it was.
I wish
Sounds like it was.
We
I've
don't
been
talk about
back
it
since
enough.
then, but
So what was it like just traveling over there in Europe? What was that like for you?
it was cool. It was scary because I was a lot younger the first time I went, and I had never left the country. I had lived with my parents my whole life. I was studying marketing at the time at Towson, and I always wanted to go to Italy because my grandparents used to go there every year and bring me stuff back. Like a lot of my family would go there when I was younger. But yeah, I was like, I really want to find a way to make my major work with being able to study abroad. So I took a wine business and marketing class, which was like super fun. I took an animation course with a mildly famous animator who's more known in Italy than he is here. That was really cool. I got to take an operations management course and like work out of a espresso machine factory for a little while and like
What?
learn how they like just I guess streamlined all the processes of building an espresso machine. So it was cool. A lot of people who go to Italy for school, surprise, surprise, go for like fashion or culinary stuff. So I had to do a lot of like looking into how I could study what I was studying while I was there. But I also just think it was an informative experience when it comes to communicating with people because when you're around people who either don't speak English or speak really limited English, you learn how to be concise and straightforward. And I think I might use some of those skills actually when I'm writing stuff for InfoPathways, even because the world of scientists is so multinational. Like there's so many non-native English speakers, and I think a lot of people get caught up in the bells and whistles of trying to sound educated or something when they're talking. And I think a big goal for me is just to make things understandable. When you're talking about technology, it's especially important to not use lingo, make things straightforward and understandable. But other than that, I think I learned a lot about like setting up traveling plans, like when we go to conferences and stuff out of state, or like when we
The
do
reason
any
they
kind
don't
of
let me do it
traveling for
anymore.
work. Yeah. I love like I don't know, like I like the booking of all of that kind of stuff. So
I think like I said, we don't talk about it enough. I think you traveling abroad, I think, is giving you like a ton of different perspectives that like someone like me who's never left the country would never understand and like be able to dive into. And when, like you said, we do a lot of talking to scientists, and the things that I've learned about scientists is they're very analytical, and they're very like straightforward to the point, and they just want to get to the solution as best as they can get to the solution. So like when we're giving marketing and we're marketing towards these organizations, and like what you're doing, it is imperative that we just we just say what we do to them, and like they get it, and they're like, okay, that's great. And they like, I have a need for what InfoPathways does every day, and yeah, I mean, like I think you do a phenomenal job at just listen. We're an IT company. We work in highly complex environments. This is what we do. Bang, and they like it's simple, or not simple, but like it's direct. And I think that kind of helps us towards growing our client base and reaching out to folks in this field. And I think that is kind of what like makes our team so unique at InfoPathways. Like just the amount of backgrounds that we have that we can bring in and kind of leverage and use, not just towards things like marketing, but also finding solutions for our clients in different ways and unique ways. Like we have a crazy team of just like so many different backgrounds and like, I just think it makes us very unique. And for me, just Alec is gonna love this. Just being a real random guy from West Virginia, like basic as all could be, being able to kind of go and like leverage some of the backgrounds that we have in our organization is huge.
Well, I think that you're more interesting than just a guy from the backwoods of West Virginia, but
Yeah.
Well, thank you. How
I
kind of you.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
We're losing
only
our
told me that for my
most
birthday.
well-traveled employee, actually. It's not me. It's Dana Rogers, and he's retiring.
Yeah.
But Dana was
Riding
a
off in the
whirlwind.
sunset
He
on his
knew
motorcycle.
what did he know? He knew Swedish and German because he had lived there for like 10 years or
I
something
think
like
so.
that.
When you ride with him, his
Yeah.
GPS is in.
I think he puts it in German because he's still practicing. He like learns new languages all the time, which blows
Yeah.
my mind, by the way. That makes me want to get back into Duolingo. But
They just got
yeah.
rid of their bird,
We
didn't
have
they?
people from all over the place. What was that?
Duolingo? Oh, no, that's different.
Oh.
Duolingo. Is that the same? Is that what you were talking
The
about?
owl that
Duolingo?
teaches you languages or teaches you
Yeah.
languages? The
He's
owl?
gone. He died.
No.
What?
What do you mean?
He died. Duolingo. Put it out. He died.
The owl?
Yeah.
Just the owl? Oh my
Yes.
gosh. What is the point of that? They're just getting rid of their mascot?
Your guess is as good as mine. I don't
That's okay.
That's an interesting
know.
choice.
Rebrand.
I
Let's talk about
guess.
marketing.
Yeah, rebrand. We
Rebranding.
killed our mascot.
We killed our bird.
I can't. What's the one that everybody is really popular though? I'm like drawing a blank.
For
on
learning
it.
languages?
Yeah. Oh,
Rosetta Stone?
Oh, that's old school. That used to come on like a disc, didn't it?
I think
I told you he's an old man. That boy.
you're
I
the
knew what it
one
was.
who's turning a year older today.
So
Desmond, you're closer to 30 than I am.
Oh.
That's because you're way past it. That's why.
I'm not that far past it.
Ravenna's the youngest person in InfoPathways.
Not
No,
counting
you're
our
Not.
interns.
I think Logan is.
Yeah.
we have interns
No.
that are the
I think there's
youngest.
people even younger than him.
Yeah, John. Down at, your John down there is younger than me.
Intern.
Oh yeah, he is.
Yeah, well, Lupro. Lupro's the same age as Meyer too, right? Meyer's older.
I'm sorry, that was rude. Yeah. Meyer is Meyer is older than Lupro by like 3 months. Yeah, our guys down here are young.
I think a
Me,
lot
me
of
and
our
Archie are the two old men.
technicians are younger, yeah.
Yeah, for the most part, young. And
Yeah, but they're so smart.
It makes them
I feel
better
like
at
a
using
dummy
computers
talking
by default. I already feel like I'm getting too old to know how to use computers sometimes. My little sister shows me out. But she is an IT major, to be fair.
She gonna work for InfoPathways?
I hope so. I was talking to John about it for this summer. But yeah, I wonder sometimes if that's how I ended up working at an IT company, is that my girlfriend does IT, my both of my parents have like computer science degrees, and now my little sister's getting one. I'm the only person without one.
But at least you work at a place
So
that doesn't.
I'm
so-
bound
At
to
least you work
places
at
like
one.
this. Yeah.
You can no longer, if you ever try to find a new job, which I doubt you, I hope you don't. You got to work at an MSP or a
More tech.
Microsoft or something, some big giant tech company.
I think tech marketing is a little scary and unapproachable to a lot of marketing people too, so maybe it is my niche.
What people so like we said in the podcast, Ravenna and I spent a lot of time together, like traveling the road and stuff. And we were in San Francisco, right outside of Silicon Valley. Ravenna, what is your favorite font on billboards for tech marketing?
It's
at her.
not now. It's not a particular font, but I was pointing out to him that every single billboard in San Francisco uses either like a bright color background or a gradient color background and a sans serif font. And I don't know if you know what sans serif means, but it's those little curved edges on letters. If you think of the difference between like Arial and Times New Roman, I'm pretty sure Arial is sans serif, and Times New Roman has those little bells and whistles on the end. That's the serif. Tech marketing never has that anymore.
I thought Times New Roman is just more like rigid, and Arial's a little bit like rigid, but more a little modern.
Yeah, it's more modern. It doesn't have
So
the
goofy.
Now I'm trying to think. It's not a glyph because a glyph is like a arch, I think. But I'm trying to think
don't
of what
know,
you would
I've
call those
never
things on the end. I guess they're just
thought,
serifs.
thought that much
Chica.
into it.
But anyway, like those very minimalist looking fonts and then the gradient background, I was like, look at all that tech marketing. It all sort of follows a similar vibe. And
So that's like you. That's the equivalence of me walking into a new place and looking at their network closet and seeing where stuff is mounted all the time.
it's always the same.
It's like when I walk in somewhere,
It's like
I'm like,
you-
where are the
yeah,
cameras?
it's like if
Where's
we're-
the APs? What brand are
Yep.
they? Oh, that's junk.
Ravenna and I did an event last week, and we did a tour of their facility, and they had a couple HPLCs and whatnot, but everything was like wired, and the wires were just hanging about. And then there was APs, and I was like walking through, and I was like looking up at the sky, and like Ravenna was like, "Were you looking for APs?" I was like, "Yeah." And we ended up going into there was one side of the building, there was not an AP anywhere, and I'm like, where is this? And like, are they hiding them under up into the drop ceiling? And didn't see them. And then we walked into this like extra lab space that they had, and they had two APs. So
bunch.
Alec, you could probably dive into this more, but I'll use my my business cards. So there's two APs in this room that's probably maybe 100 foot wide, maybe, and they're like within 30 feet of each other. So what people don't know is that APs emit like at a dome radius. Usually it's about 60-ish feet wide, and like some overlap. Okay, like that makes sense, but like if they're too close, that causes interference, and then you see like Wi-Fi drop off. So like if like their overlap is like super dense in one area, they just like drop off. And these were like high-powered Cisco access points that they had within, I swear, was 20 to 30 feet of each other. And I'm like, that is not how or where that needs to go.
Yeah.
But
so,
then like.
sorry.
Yeah.
I was going to say context for our non-tech savvy friends. If these are Wi-Fi extenders pretty much. They're those
Well,
little
not extenders.
not extenders, that's something else.
They
They're-
broadcast Wi-Fi.
Yeah, they're broadcasting the Wi-Fi, and they're those little white flying saucers that you see stuck to the ceiling
Sometimes.
in big buildings a lot of the time.
So here's an interesting fact, though. That's not necessarily bad in that configuration, depending how those two devices are configured or how many potential people might be connecting to them. Interesting fact, at this year's Super Bowl, the Wi-Fi wasn't utilized there for the Superdome. 5G was primarily used. So different cellular providers like T-Mobile and Verizon had installed an additional amount of so many essentially nodes throughout the stadium and surrounding area to support it. And people didn't actually run on the stadium's Wi-Fi. And the amount of data that I'd have to find the article, but it was either terabytes, like almost 100
Oh, I'm sure it
terabytes
was
of
well over
data,
terabytes.
because most of it was people creating content at the Super Bowl. But you know, the it had listed in there the number of devices and stuff. So I mean, when you think of like a stadium, for example, majority of it is concrete and steel structure. That stuff doesn't really allow Wi-Fi to penetrate through it too well. So you have to put a lot of devices in, and you also have to be able to put enough devices in to support the amount of people that are going to connect to it. So may or may not have been a bad thing if that room's that large to have too. I mean, Wi-Fi connection for your phone works the same as cellular.
We've been
Realistically.
in we've been in bigger labs. Alec, you and I have walked through bigger labs than what that was, and I remember looking up and I'm like, that's a like these are not some small, like these are not the Unify like U6 like APs. These were some of the larger like Cisco APs, and I'm like, what the hell? But I mean, hey, like not my business. It just it's just things that we look for when we go into organizations, similar to like Ravenna. We go all the way back to you, like kind of nitpicking at what our, designs look like. We go through and like, as the people that we are now, is we go through buildings and we're like, that is an idea for you to network like that. Or that is an idea for you to have a Mac, a Lenovo, a Chromebook, a Dell, laptops all throughout here. No, uniformity.
It's hard for me to go out to dinner because anytime I go to a restaurant, like I spend so much time just looking at people set up. And
Looking at the Wi-Fi equipment,
you're probably like looking at people's.
outfits. No.
I wasn't going to think outfits, but you do have an eclectic taste with that too, so.
Sometimes furniture gets me.
Nah, dog. Ravenna's got the sauce. What you talking about? She got that. Never
Different
mind. I
haircut
can't
every
cut.
month.
New hair color.
Yeah, new hair.
The
new
color
cut.
is different.
I find out really fast if people are the type of person to remember a face or if they just look at like hair because, I'm changing my identity every few months. I have to get a headshot for this thumbnail for this. I don't know if I have.
Oh,
one.
yeah. Yeah, we will have to do that. Let's not use the one that,
Yeah.
your last one.
Alec didn't like my blonde bob, I don't think.
What?
No?
Your hair was green.
Oh, it is a little green in the front in that one picture. Yeah, oh well. My bad.
Well, yeah. I mean, so we're about an hour in. Usually we
Do a
kind of like
lightning
to do a
round.
lightning round, Ravenna.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
So like quick fire questions. Alec, do you have some that you have in mind, or do I need to come up with one?
I don't know. I feel like we talked about most of the stuff.
All right, brother, I got
ask.
one. Ready?
Ready.
Why did you decide to do marketing?
'Cause I like art and I like psychology, but I wanted to have a job that was more practical. I wanted to be able to work at any company or anywhere. So, yeah, did marketing.
I know we know you're Italian. What is your favorite Italian food?
Ooh, I don't know. Probably like a panini with like really good prosciutto on it. Like I like all the hard meats.
Little prosciutto,
Shouldn't
little
say
prosciutto.
I could kill that today for lunch.
We haven't eaten lunch yet, in case anybody who's knowing that food's on my mind at the
Oh
moment.
yeah,
I
and it's
kind of
past
like-
one now probably.
And it's like
It is.
the only like place to really get a panini in town is what, Panera, I guess, or
Yeah, I don't know if that counts.
no.
There's
not
a
really.
Giulianova's maybe. They might do one.
Not at this hour.
No.
Let's see. I need another question. Alec usually helps me here.
I know. Well, it's just I'm trying to think of what's like. I mean, we could
Ravenna,
go,
are you
like,
a Pokemon
really
person? You
off.
like Pokemon?
A little bit, yeah. I liked it as a kid.
What's your favorite Pokemon?
Solrock. I like Solrock.
What
Who?
the freak
It's
is
like
that?
Solrock is like, I don't know, it's like a little floating rock orb that kind of looks like the sun.
What the?
Like
No,
I know
gotta
what you're
look
talking
this
about.
up.
I know what you're talking about.
No, is this like how?
it's a Pokemon.
No, that's,
It's an old school one. It's from one of the earlier generations.
no, it is not. It cannot be.
It is
So-
SOLROCK.
So
Okay, so
I'm
what
gonna-
Pokemon number is he?
I don't remember.
we can cut this if we need to.
No, we're not.
Favorite-
Cutting this. He's number 338. You guys realize when I was into Pokemon, it went up to 150.
You're aging yourself.
That was it.
For the original 100, or is it original 150? I would say
Or 151 was.
maybe like Ninetales
You
then.
too?
Ninetales had some cool cards.
Hold on.
All right, I'm moving on from this.
I'm-
Ravenna,
I gotta-
statute of limitations should be out on this. We know you're an Urbex person.
Ooh. Mhm.
You like to go to, we'll call it unique places that are no longer in use.
Maryland's got a lot of cool ones.
Your favorite one that you've been to doesn't have to be in Maryland, could be across the U.S.
Oh, jeez.
You saying her urban exploring stuff?
Yeah.
I try not to name places that are Googleable, but it's a very old tuberculosis hospital. And when people
Okay.
had TB, they had to get like a lot of fresh air. So it has all of these really cool like balconies and verandas. And it's like
Really?
7 stories tall, and it's out in the woods. It's really cool. I went
So
there in a
I've been
snowstorm
playing.
once.
I've been playing Red Dead Redemption. Yes, I'm a video game guy when I want to be. And Red Dead Redemption 2, and the main character, the protagonist, end up dying of TB,
Yeah, it's a
and that just
slow-
seems like a gruesome way to go.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, so we
Like
do a
old
lot of
comic
traveling. We
cards
talked
and
about that. What is your favorite city that we have been to for InfoPathways?
I had a blast in San Francisco. I thought San Francisco
Yeah.
was really fun. I stayed for context to everybody, I stayed the weekend after.
You tend to do that when
Yeah.
we go to places.
I stayed the weekend after the conference to explore, and I stayed at a hostel in Haight-Ashbury, which is like the famous hippie district where like Grateful Dead houses, I don't know, like Ken Kesey and the Hells Angels and all those people used to hang out there. So there's like a lot of cool, weird
MK
60s
Ultra
and 70s
was there.
history. Yeah.
Where did you go to after we were in Nashville?
After we went to Nashville, I flew out to Vegas
Oh,
to
you
meet
went
my
to
friends there
Vegas.
for a concert, which was awesome. I didn't expect Vegas to be as cool of a city as it is, but if you go to Vegas, rent a car and check out the outskirts.
Cool.
Okay.
Well, okay.
Who-
Favorite
who-
city you've been to in the world, generally speaking.
Kind of corny, but probably Rome. It's like a cooler version of being in New York because there's so much happening, and then you have all of the ruins right in the center. So it's just cool. It's like,
Does Rome have high rises?
kind
Like
of.
New
I
York.
think they try to keep them towards the outskirts so that like it doesn't ruin like the sight lines of where like the Colosseum and all of that stuff is. But it's densely populated and it's crowded, so it feels bustling like New York. But no, it doesn't really have like the high rises right in the city center.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's all the quote unquote quick fire questions that I got. But Ravenna, I want to say thanks for hopping on. I know we kind of we were pretty loosey goosey with this one, but bringing on members of our team, like we said, we spend a lot of time together. We we work together pretty cohesively. So we just kind of wanted to have a conversation, talk things out. Just get what you
Talk to
do every day and things like that. And yeah. I know Alec and I appreciate you taking your time out of your busy day to come and talk to us, and we will likely have you as a return guest at some point, maybe as a secondary co-host, third
Yeah, for sure.
co-host.
Thank you. I didn't know what to expect, but this
yeah.
was relatively painless and fun. So nice talking to you guys.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, you were pretty worried, but it's all good.
You were worried?
No, don't listen to him.
When we get done, she's probably going to be like, "Oh my goodness, that was a lot."
That'll be all right. All right, cool. Well,
Anyway.
thanks, Ravenna. I appreciate it.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, and hopefully we'll have you on again soon.
All right.
Welcome back to a new episode of the IP Cafe. Today we have a very important, very special, very vital to the InfoPathways team guest joining us today. Ravenna Rosso. She is our marketing manager. So she handles all the marketing, all the fun stuff that you see from InfoPathways.
Pause. Sorry, you need to say my name right.
I said it right, Rosso
No,
or
it's
Rosso.
Rosso.
I'm sorry. Welcome back to the IP Cafe, the InfoPathways IP Cafe. Today we have a very important, very special, very vital to the InfoPathways organization guest, Ravenna Rosso. Did I again?
Yep. That's okay though.